What's up? What's up? What's up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to review the season 2 premiere of the College Hill Celebrity Edition. So if you haven't seen the premiere of College Hill season 2, turn this video off right now. Go watch the episode and come back and watch this video. Anything I say is my opinion and my expressions. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. So don't even bring the negative energy this way. Yeah. Please like this video right now. Literally takes less than 2 seconds. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Those are 2 easy, helpful, free ways to support me. So real quick, just do that right quick. Yes, I'm getting quiet to give you that moment to do that. It literally takes less than 3 seconds. Just do it. Please. Cool beans. Also, I am not a public speaker, so I will tend to stutter. You might hear me say and it's so 1,000 times because that's just who I am. I might pause to like make sure I know what I'm talking about. I'm definitely gonna be looking to my notes over here that I take while I watch the show. All that good stuff. What else? Yeah, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I always do this. Like, what else? I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews, and I'm going to grade this premiere episode A+. I liked it. I liked it. I like the people they got in this house. I feel like this season going to be wild as hell. They got some real characters in this house, so I know this junk going to be turned. So, yeah, I give it an A+, baby. I give it an A+. So, the first scene, of course, is like all the celebs arriving to the house, giving they take on why they there, things like that. You know, New York, she pops up first. You know, the queen of reality TV, New York Pollard, Tiffany Pollard, however you pronounce her last name. She showed up, and I will say this. I am so upset what she did. I love New York to death, but I'm so upset about what she did to her nose. She looked like a totally different person, bro. I don't like it. I don't like it. I still love her, but I just don't like the little nose. The nose change, she done changed up. So she did, saying she went to, New York saying she went to community college and dropped out like after the second day or third day or something like that. So she trying to she trying to get a do-over basically. Everybody's there for a do-over basically. Or just like to excel better or stuff. A couple of them there for their kids, to show their kids they can do it, things like that. So all of them just explaining why they there and stuff as they come in the house. And New York ass, she can't pronounce curriculum to save her damn life. I don't know if it's this episode or next episode, but like nobody in the damn house can pronounce curriculum for some reason. I mean, I get it. Some people say I don't say candle right. Candle. They say I say it weird, but I don't give a fuck. Candle is candle. So then Quay comes. And I always thought his name was pronounced K-Way. I never knew it was Quay until he came on this show and said his name was Quay. And, you know, he got that infamous other personality, TT. He even had a little show on Zeus called TT I'm in Love or something like that. A little dating show he had. I even watched that. So I was familiar with Quay. I just never knew his name was Quay. I thought it was K-Way. So Quay talks about, so he went to Texas Southern University, which was the school that they was at in the first season. With Ray J and, who was the first season? Ray J and Big Frida and all of them. So he said that he was going to school there, and he became like so famous and stuff that he couldn't go to classes and stuff. Like people be all up in his face and all that. I get that, but at the same time, you gonna let that stop you from getting your education? That shows how much you really wanted it. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he was over-exaggerating when he said that. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. So mind you, Quay and New York are the first 2 people there. So they realized immediately, because everybody got these little baskets on their bed with their initials on it. So they realized that they not bunking together. And New York's like, who is AR? I don't know who AR is. So AR is Amber Rose. So they took her basket and put it downstairs in another room. And we found out later that they put it in the same room with Ray J. So we get that little part with Quay in New York. New York was like, you take one at the end of the basket and I take the other end so we can feel both equally responsible. I said, New York is funny as hell. And New York already bringing she already bringing the entertainment that like I'm already feeling New York watching this because she already bringing the funny she bringing what we expected from her. So I'm just like, okay. So then Orion comes, and I'm excited to see Orion. I'm not gonna lie because I don't know anything about Orion other than him being Omarion's brother. I forgot that he was Janae Aiko's baby father. I forgot all about that. I remember finding that out a while back, but I forgot all about it until he mentioned it on the show. So I was like, oh, okay, he's Janae's baby mother. I mean, baby father. And then he mentions his OnlyFans. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was like, I'm gonna check that out, okay? His OnlyFans look like it's popping, okay? It look like it's popping. And my Cardi B voice is popping. But yeah, I need to see that OnlyFans. But yeah, they showed a little glimpse of doing jumping jacks ass nigga. I was like, okay, Orion. I'm like, you already, buddy? He already fine. So I was like, okay. So he mentions that he was homeschooled, so he never got to even have the school experience. So this is all gonna be like a new vibe for him. So I was like, okay, they got some real life characters. Like he was an unexpected one for me. Like they always seem to get random celebrities and stuff, but I didn't even realize. Like I said, I ain't know nothing about Orion until he popped up here. Then this damn bitch show up, Jocelyn Hernandez. I cannot stand Jocelyn ass. I do not like Jocelyn. I do not like her ass. That's why I was kind of hesitant about doing this show. But then I seen all this clips and stuff about her doing something, getting into it with somebody or something. So I was like, oh, I need to watch this because I want to know what she done did. Because she always doing something. I never liked her from Love and Hip Hop. She was always too cocky. But then when it came to fighting, she ain't really fight nobody. She was scary as hell. It was weird. She kind of did that on here too, I feel like. Either way, I just don't like Jocelyn's scary ass. She blows me. But you know, she telling her story, came from the slums of Puerto Rico, never thought she would see this type of situation that she's in now. So of course she want to go to school, plus she want to prove to her daughter, what's her daughter's name, Bonnie, Bella? She want to prove to her daughter, mommy, can graduate college, this and the third. Totally understandable. I still don't like her ass. I can't stand her. I'm sorry. So when it comes to Jocelyn, I might be biased. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to try my hardest not to be, but I cannot stand Jocelyn. I'm sorry. Then Iman Shumpert, he comes, and I was like, Iman just be getting these little TV show checks. He been out here. Now, I didn't know that he played basketball for the Cavaliers about 10 years. I didn't know that. Like, sue me. I don't care. I didn't know. He is tall as hell, so I should have assumed he played basketball or something at some point. Didn't know. Of course, married to Tiana Taylor. I forgot that he was on Dancing with the Stars, and he won. I remember when he won and stuff. Tiana was like going big hard about it. She was like, yeah, my husband won, all that stuff. So I forgot that he had won Dancing with the Stars. But yeah, so he was saying that he wants to be there because he got a lot of business moves coming up. He want to learn more about the marketing standpoint and stuff like that. And then he randomly says he wants to learn how to sew too. So I guess he's going to take a sewing class while he's at school. I don't know. If they got it, I guess. And this was another person I was excited to see there, Parker McKenna, because most of these people have already been on shows, like TV shows and stuff, so I've already seen, like I know their personality. Like I watched Quay's show on Zeus. I watched New York, of course, on Flavor Love. I love New York, all that. I've watched Jocelyn ass on Love and Hip Hop, and unfortunately on her little cabaret show. So Orion and Parker were like the main two that I was really excited to see. Somewhat Amber Rose too, because I haven't really seen her on like no reality show. I don't really know that much about her from other than what I see like in blogs and what she says and stuff. So Orion, Parker, and Amber Rose are like the ones I was most excited to see. I mean, of course I grew up watching Parker on My Wife and Kids, but like she grown now, so it's like we want to see what you're getting into. So she comes in the house. She was like, I'm not no baby girl no more. She was like, I got my own little baby girl. So she got a whole little baby daughter now of her own. So I was like, she definitely not no little girl no more. So she says how she didn't apply herself in school back when she was in school. So she felt like now she could start over and do it the right way. Plus she said she wants to do it for her daughter. So it's like, it's lit. Like Jocelyn, Parker, they doing it for their kids. That's what's up. Then Amber Rose comes in. Big bad Amber Rose slash mama. AKA slash mama. What's her first son name? I can't even remember. What's her son with Wiz Khalifa name? I can't even remember. I know her son with AE name is Slash. Because it's tattooed right across her damn forehead. I'm still mad she got that tat on her forehead. She's still pretty, but I'm just like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I forgot. I be forgetting that she dated Kanye. I don't know how I forgot that because I think that's how she got her start. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. But I had forgot she dated Kanye. I was thinking she only dated Amber Rose. I don't know why I thought she dated Tyga, but that's Black China and Kylie. Yeah. So she talks about, you know, who she dated, her celebrity and all that, being a model, da-da-da. She says back in the day, like college, she didn't feel like college was in the cards for her, but now she's ready. She said the same thing about that Parker and Johnson said she wants to do this for her two boys, proving that mommy can do stuff. And then last but not least is, of course, Ray J. You know, he failed last season doing dumb stuff, not coming to class or kind of doing the same thing he doing this season. I just feel like he be just there for the entertainment and the check. I feel like they be calling him up and just be like, Ray J, yeah, just come through, just do what you do to make it entertainment. Because Ray J, he'll be amped up the first day, and then the rest of the days, it's like a whole mood change. I feel like he got like bipolar or ADHD or something. Because he just be switching his mood up super quick, and they be like, dang, Ray J, where this come from? Because even their first day of school, he was not kind of feeling it. And I was like, damn, it's the first day. So he comes in, of course, he's like, I'm back. Didn't graduate last year, of course. If you watch the season one of College Hill, then he was doing a lot of shit and he didn't pass. They wasn't playing with his ass in Texas. So he come in, they was like, Amber, Quay, they on his ass. They like, you ready this year? You gonna do it differently? Quay was like, I feel like you regretted it in the end. You kind of saw that last season. You could see towards the end when everybody was getting their little certificate and all that. Ray J felt the way. You could tell he was kind of good. So they was like, you gonna do it different this time. And Ray J was like, yeah. But then he said something like, maybe I won't, or something like that. Iman in this confessional cracking up. I said, bruh, here go Ray J with the Ray J just Ray J-ing. Like ain't no word for it. He just Ray J-ing. That's what I be saying about the show, what's it called? Baddies West. The girl Razor, when she get drunk, I was like, Razor just be razoring, bruh. Side note, I wish I would have reviewed that show and the Bad Boy show, because I got a lot of thoughts on that jump. But I'm going to just wait, and I'm going to review Baddies East when it come out. It's going to be a whole new different people, so I think I'm like, yeah. I just went off track, but anyway. So, New York pulls out this little stuffed dog. And at first I was like, this New York being wild. But then she talks about she had just lost her dog recently. And you know how people are with their dogs. I never owned a dog. I've lived with a dog briefly a couple of times or whatever, but I've never owned a dog personally, so I don't know the relationship that people have with their dog. But I could tell that it's like a relationship that people have with their family members. When people lose a dog, it's a serious thing to some people. So she explained to Quay what she been going through and all that. Quay's like, oh yeah, I definitely get it, because Quay has a dog himself. He's like, I don't know what I would do if my dog was gone, da-da-da. She talks about how her ex-husband's mother gave her that stuffed dog to remember her real dog. I don't remember what the situation was, but she has a stuffed dog talking to Quay or whatever. Jocelyn comes up. And Jocelyn don't give a fuck. She just like, oh, I don't know why y'all buy dogs knowing they gonna die in 15 years. I was just like, bruh. I was like, damn, bruh. Let them do them. Quay just like, be nice, Jocelyn. Jocelyn like, no, I don't understand it. Da-da-da. Like, it's not like they gonna live forever. It's like just saying rude ass stuff. Orion, he walks up, but he ain't saying shit. He just standing there quiet. I was just like, damn. I kind of had a feeling when I saw New York and Jocelyn. I said, bruh, it's gonna be something between those. Are two big ass personalities. You know something's gonna happen between them two. So I kind of seen this happening already. I didn't think it was gonna be over a dog situation, but anyway. But mind you, in this moment, New York says, okay, I lost my dog. Said she was like my baby, da-da-da, saying all this stuff like loved her, da-da-da. Jocelyn saying it was just a dog, this, that, and third. So mind you, that scene happened. So then, Ray J and Amber, they finally realized that they roomed together. And Amber is not feeling that shit. She like, oh, hell nah. Like, so Ray J was like, I'm gonna be super respectful. He was like, if you digging it, he was like, you could totally have the bathroom to yourself as a woman. I found somewhere else. Ray J was being super cool about it, but you know, Ray J still like weird. He was even in his confessional talking about something. You know, it would be a sick perverse dream to be room with Amber Rose or something like that, but I'm not him. Something like that. But Amber not feeling it. Amber in her confessional, like, I don't know if somebody switched our stuff or the producers trying to be funny because they know that it would be some type of drama there. And I was just like, oh, Amber already suspicious. Even New York come down there and was like, oh, what's going on, Amber? Whole time New York the one that moved her damn basket down there. But I wonder if Quay knew that AR stood for Amber Rose. Would he have left Amber's basket up there and been like, nah, New York, I like Amber, da-da-da, and like told New York to go somewhere else? Or they would have still did it if they knew it was Amber. But yeah, so they get a letter, get invited to Alabama State's football game. So they get there and they're greeted by the school's president. He giving them a little knowledge on the school, saying they like, it's an honor for, like, it should be an honor for them to be there. Like saying this is the epicenter of the civil rights movement. This is where Rosa Parks attended lab here and things like that. So it's a very historical school building, all that type of stuff. Just like basically letting them know where they at. So a couple of them at the football game, they already filling stuff out, seeing what they want to do while they there and things like that. Quay talks about he wants to major in drum. So they getting a couple of the cast members are getting some ideas on what they want to do while they're at the school. So Quay, he wants to do drum majoring. And Parker says she definitely wants to try out for the dance team. And then New York says she wants to be a flag girl. So I was like, they already kind of got a couple of them already kind of got it in their head what they want to do while they there. And then we see flashes from episodes to come that they actually take an initiative into these programs, majors, whatever you want to call them. So now we're back at the house. We get this quick scene with New York. She's still talking about how she grieving her because Jocelyn was saying something about we need to do yoga or something. I think Quay was right there too. No, Quay wasn't right there in this moment. So it's just Jocelyn in New York. And Jocelyn like, we should do yoga or something. And New York was like, no, because I'm going to this wellness retreat right after this because I'm grieving. And Jocelyn was like, who you grieving? And I was like, she just told you a couple of scenes ago that she was grieving her dog. She just told you that. So New York says her daughter. Well, she might have said her daughter and Jocelyn misinterpreted it. Because, you know, Jocelyn got that broken-ass English and shit. So maybe she did miss it when New York said daughter. But it sounded like in that moment New York said daughter. But in that same moment, I feel like Jocelyn should have knew she was talking about her dog. But Jocelyn claims that she in her confession was like, I don't know how it would feel to lose a daughter. I have a daughter myself, da-da-da. And I get where Jocelyn was coming from. But in that moment, you should have known that she was talking about her dog because she had just mentioned it a couple of scenes ago. Why would she bring up her dog before bringing up the death of her daughter? That would be number one. So I feel like Jocelyn reached for a moment in that moment, but she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She consoles New York because she thinks that New York is talking about her dog. So I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking that situation ain't even going to come back up no more. I'm like, okay, well, let Jocelyn think it's a daughter and let's leave it alone. That's what I was just like, let's leave it alone. So, mind you, Amber, she not happy about her, goddamn, Jay's starting to bleed. Not happy about being room with Ray J. So New York mentioned something about, how about we move this bed somewhere, Ray J can have his own space. And Quay was down, but then in this moment, Quay ended up doing all the work. You could see him moving the bed, upstairs, downstairs, whatever he doing. Amber making all these demands and stuff. She was like, well, how about I go get the guys to help you out? Even the mom was in this confessional like that. And Amber want to do this and do that. I'm just gonna mind my business. I do good at minding my business. But then she brought their ass up there to help. And she just making hella demands like, oh, Quay, can you do this? I was just like, oh, don't do that, Amber. Don't be that person. Because I'm excited to see you here. So I'm like, I hope she don't be that type of person that be annoying. So the cast, they sit down, and this is their first chat together as a full cast. They sit down having dinner. They say it's real good. So then Parker, she asked like, has anybody ever had bad food? I thought that was a weird ass, stupid ass question. I like you, Parker, but don't come off as ditzy, because like everybody in their life done had some bad food before. Come on now. You ain't gone your whole life having everything taste good as hell. Everybody done had some bad foods. I thought that was just a random ass filler question. But she was like, yeah, has anybody ever had bad foods? And then New York talks about you never want to eat your meat pink. But then she accidentally says pink pussy, something like that. And Ray J goes with it. He's like, I like my meat well done, but not my pussy. I like it rare, or something like that. And Jocelyn's like, I hope you're talking about your wife, because Prince, that's my bitch. So they start going, the cast, seemingly to Jocelyn. To Jocelyn, the cast seemed like they was nervous when Jocelyn was saying that stuff to Ray J. Like her and Ray J was about to get into it. She was like, why y'all so sensitive, or something she said to them. And I was just like, oh, this was going to be the damn Jocelyn show. I was like, I do not want this. I don't know how somebody could be with her 24/7, bruh. Because when she on camera, it's annoying as hell. So I was just like, bruh, like, kind of annoying. So then we get the cast. They go back to campus. They shopping for like school gear and stuff. They get their school IDs. They go to student orientation. And then we get a little confessional scene with Amber saying that she wants to be valedictorian. So they all coming, they all there, and they finding out what they want to do while they there and stuff. So they get the student orientation, and they're with the, I wrote this down so I can make sure I got the title correct. I don't want to mispronounce somebody's title. She's the assistant provost. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but PROVOST, provost, whatever, of student success, and her name is Dr. Petty. So she one of their professors. Yeah, this is student orientation. Yeah, so so I'm real interested. Like, I'm a student there. The stuff that they talking about, I was like, damn. So she talks about the building being founded. I forgot what year, but founded by a group called the Marian Nine, and it was 9 slaves who raised $500 to buy a building so that so that black people could have the same type of equity as their counterparts, as the white people, like, or whatever, like, as their counterparts. And I thought that was super dope to learn. That's dope as hell. Like, to think back then, like, black people was like focused on getting the education. Of course they was, because like the whites wasn't trying to give it to them. They didn't want them reading and stuff like that. So I thought that was super dope that they in a place like that. So she tells them upon completion of the program, they will receive a certificate in interdimensional. I said interdimensional. Oh my God. Guardians of the Galaxy head ass. Side note, I seen that. And that joint was good. The new Guardians of the Galaxy. I went to see it twice, matter of fact. Once in 3D and once regular. The joint was lit. Go see it if you haven't seen it before it leaves theaters. But she says upon completion of the program, they will all receive a certificate in interdisciplinary studies. That's what it was. I think that's the same thing they got last season. So, So then she goes on to tell them what's to be expected. She says, dang, I got weed in my mouth. You know, time and attendance, decorum, like that smoking, drinking, all that stuff. You gotta like chill out on it when you at school. So then New York was like, well, what if you cut some liquor with some coffee or something? Dr. Petty wasn't feeling that. She had a straight face like, don't be that person, that class clown trying to get laughs and all that. And New York was like, I'm so sorry, Dr. Petty, for coming to your class inebriated. It won't happen again. This, that, and the third. Dr. Petty was like, well, I know you're going to be the New York that you're supposed to be coming in tomorrow. Like a whole little thing. So Dr. Petty mentions that they have to learn like this school hymn or something like that. And Amber was like, well, this hymn has God in it, and I'm an atheist. So we get that little situation, which turned into a bigger situation. I didn't think it was, but and then you get Quay in his confessional. He was like, he's known Amber for a long ass time, and this is news to him that she's an atheist. Like, this is the first time he's hearing of it. So he was like, he don't know how to go about that because he never met an atheist. He's a Christian man, grew up in the church, all that stuff. But the professor, of course, she has to, what's that word? I can't think of the word, but of course she has to acknowledge that Amber's an atheist. So she tells her, like, okay, I'll change the assignment for you. So she was like, the rest of y'all not exempt from him. She pairs them up. Orion and Parker got to learn the first part of the stanza. So New York asked, like, she was like, what is a stanza? Is it like a stand-up? And they laughed her out, and people was kind of good, like, in their confessional, like, come on, New York, this is what you going to do, da-da. And even Dr. Petty looking at her. But in that moment, I get the first part where she was like, can I cut my alcohol with coffee or something like that? I get that I feel like she wanted a moment in that moment, trying to be funny. But in this moment, I really don't feel like she was trying to be funny because me personally, I didn't know what the fuck a stanza was neither. So the fact that they got on her about that, it was like, girl. I was like, y'all, I don't know what the hell a stanza is neither. So I was with New York on that. I was like, please explain what a stanza is if you're going to keep saying this damn word. So I was glad New York said something. And I'm pretty sure it was people when they probably didn't know what a stanza was neither. So they probably was happy, but they was happy also to laugh her out and act like they didn't know. But either way, because I was like, I don't know what the hell a stanza is neither. So professor, I looked it up because I was like, whatever. It's basically like lines in a paragraph, but instead of it being a paragraph, it's like a poem or a song or something like that. But in this case, it's a hymn. So, like in their case, it's a hymn. So professor, you know, she explains it to New York. And she finished them pairs up. Orion and Parker, stanza 1. Where am I? New York, Quay and Ray J are paired for stanza 2, and Jocelyn and Iman are paired for stanza 3. And, you know, Amber, she getting a different assignment because of her religion. So they get them pairs for that class, from that orientation. Now they back at the house. So we get this moment. Orion and Amber are talking. Amber goes more into her background. And I never knew this about Amber. If you ask me, I thought Amber probably grew up in London somewhere, rich parents. Of course, one of them being black, because I did know she was mixed. But I didn't know this. So she talks about growing up in South Philly, being the only light-skinned girl, white girl, whatever, mixed girl, in an all-black school. Her mother was black. So people didn't really think that she was her real daughter. They would say she was adopted, and she would have to fight every day in school because she was in an all-black school, and she would have to fight just for being who she was because she's black, but she's so light-skinned. And they would say that she would pass all the time, like you ain't black, and all that type of stuff, and she would have to fight, because she was being who she was, black, but people thought she was, trying to be black, but she wasn't black. She said her nickname was White Girl. And I ain't gonna hold you. I grew up with a couple of girls' nickname was White Girl. So I never even thought about how it might have affected them coming up. So I definitely felt where she was coming from, to see it from that perspective. Me growing up as a dark brown skin girl, I've experienced the stuff that she's experienced, but I have experienced it as a darker brown skin girl. So to hear it from a perspective of a light skinned girl, or a mixed girl, if you will. So it was just kind of like, okay. And I appreciated that, because I was like, I ain't know that much about Amber. Like I just said, you got me wrong. I would have thought she grew up somewhere, London, rich, all that. So that was a surprise to me, and I was glad to hear that story about Amber. Like I said, I don't know that much about Amber, Orion, and Parker. So I was like, okay, cool. So, I didn't even bring this up. I didn't bring this up, but Parker When she got there, she found out she was roomed with Jocelyn. She was so excited. And I was like, oh, Parker must not know who the hell Jocelyn is. She must not have seen this woman on TV. She must not know who Jocelyn is, because she was too excited. And I was like, girl, you was not gonna be excited you was not gonna be excited down the line. Trust me. And that shit came back so quick on Parker ass. I knew it too. As soon as she was all sad, she was like, oh, we're roommates, yes. She was excited as hell. And I get it. Parker's like, but I don't get it because I don't know the type of person Parker is. But from what I'm getting from her, she's just like this happy-go-lucky girl, new mom, just out here living life or whatever. Not trying to have, like, just drama-free. And Jocelyn is the opposite of drama-free. So, I already knew it was going to be something. But yeah, so Jocelyn and Parker are roommates. So now we back with, after the little heartfelt scene with Orion and Amber telling her some of her story. Jocelyn and Parker, they in their room, and Parker tells Jocelyn that when New York said she lost her daughter, she meant her dog hurt, like she lost her dog. So Jocelyn get to, oh, I thought she was talking about her daughter. I wasn't even console her. Da da da. Parker calls New York an actress. I was like, girl, you an actress too? You was on My Wife and Kids. But anyway, she calls her an actress, and I'm like, oh, Parker, don't do that. Don't try to ride the wave. Don't try to be Jocelyn's little minion. You don't have no problem with New York, so whatever she told Jocelyn and Jocelyn felt the way, let that be between them. Don't try to jump on Jocelyn bandwagon and call New York an actress. You have no reason to even be beefing with her. So I was like, don't do that, Parker. And that shit came back to bite her in the ass. So I was just like, Parker, you needed to chill. You should have chilled. Should have chilled out. Yeah, I put Parker, please don't end up being a little Jocelyn follower. You a whole mother out here. That's what I put. You's a mother. So Jocelyn's like, I'm sick of this. I'm about to go talk to her. So Quay in New York, they in the room talking. Jocelyn comes in there. She was like, why would you say you lost your daughter? I thought you was talking about your real daughter. And New York was like, I was talking about my real daughter. That was my child. She was like, New York is just dramatic. Like, and this is like, I feel like Jocelyn just wanted a moment, because earlier in the episode, she mentioned losing her dog, and then later on, you assume she was talking about her daughter when she was just talking about her dog. Why would she bring up losing her dog before her daughter? If she really had lost a daughter. I just feel like Jocelyn wanted a moment. So New York was like, I did lose my daughter, whatever, and what'd she say? She was like, look, Jocelyn. I was like, come on, big New York, let them know why you the big dog. She was like, Jocelyn, what you're not about to do is put me in a position to where I feel like I gotta defend myself for how I feel about losing my dog. And I was like, yes, Tiffany, New York, whatever. She got them reads for her ass. She got them reads for Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you got the right cast this time, baby, because they was letting her have it. These 2 episodes, they let her have it. So from New York to Ray J to somewhat Parker, not really, but so she says that, like, yeah, what you're not gonna do is that or whatever. So Jocelyn was like, well, it's not a real person, it's a dog. And I was just like, girl, Jocelyn, you need to leave this alone, girl. I was like, Peter gonna come for your ass. Like, you need to just leave it alone, bro. Let her feel the way she felt about her dog. People gonna have their different feelings, and that's just how it's gonna be. So New York was like, yeah, she was like, that's my right. She's like, I don't have nothing to explain to you. Jocelyn was like, I would have never hugged you either. Which makes it show even more that you fake. Like, you wouldn't have hugged her regardless of what the loss was. Like, what? That's why I just like, Jocelyn, you just be digging yourself into a bigger grave, like with your stupid ass comments you be saying. The shit you be saying out your mouth. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. So she was like, I would have never hugged you earlier. New York was like, well, what's the difference? Like, just like what I said, what's the difference? Like, so that, like, you would have did it, like, you wouldn't have hugged me regardless of what the loss was. And that's just wild as hell. Jocelyn like, because it's a dog, it's not a baby. And I was just like, bro, I mean, I get what Jocelyn's saying, but still, like, the way that New York brung it to this episode, you should have known that she was talking about it. That's why I'm just like, bro, I'm not about to do this with you. I felt New York in that moment. She was like, what she say? New York, she gets emotional. She was like, She was like, she was my daughter, no matter what form she was in, she came in. That was my daughter. That's how I feel. She starts crying. Quay was like, look, I get it. He was like, I can relate because I got a dog. And Quay gets it. He gets it. And I'm glad she got somebody that's on her side with it. I mean, not everybody is against her on this situation, on this topic. It seems to just be Jocelyn. People got their other feelings about it, but they saying behind closed doors. Parker, Iman. So Jocelyn was like, well, how can I help? How can I help? Would you want me to just not talk about it no more? And I'm just like, girl, you think like why even come talk? Like when she talking about her dog, let her talk to whoever she talking to. Don't even come over there and insert yourself if you got these feelings that you feel. That's why I'm just like, bro, just stay out of it then. So New York was like, you know how you can help me right now? You know how you can help me right now? Oh yeah, y'all know I got my little water bottle. I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah. She said, you know how you can help me right now? You can help me by leaving right now. Leaving the room. She said, leaving the room. I was cracking up, bro. I was cracking up. I put like 5 laughing emojis, bro. That shit was so funny. She said, you can help me by leaving the room right now. And Jocelyn, you know, Jocelyn, she loved to get into some drama. That's opposite of drama free. That's why I said, Parker, and you pressed the room with her? She was like, oh, but New York, I feel like you trying me right now. And I ain't trying to have this, but they can start going back and forth. New York was like, well, look, I don't know what you want from me. Like, they just going back and forth. Like, whole back and forth argument. Poor little Quay, he just sitting there. He looks scared as hell. These two big personalities. He just like, oh my God, what to do? He even says in this confessional, like, oh my God, like, he said, I need a duck or something like that. I don't even remember what he said, but I was like, poor little Quay. Excuse me. So then Iman, he comes in there, pulls Jocelyn away. They go sit downstairs, Iman. And that's when the little part Iman tells Jocelyn, oh, I thought she was talking about her daughter too, you know. He talks about, you know, he got 2 daughters, so he thought. I was like, I get why Iman thought she was talking about her daughter, because he didn't hear the conversation earlier when she was talking about her dog. When it was just her and when it was just New York, Quay, Jocelyn, and Orion. It was just them 4 right there when she was talking about her dog. So Iman wasn't there to hear about that part. So I can understand why Iman might have thought she was talking about her daughter, because he was only right there when she said she lost her daughter. But for Jocelyn, it was like, girl, you knew she was talking about her dog. So it's just like, Jocelyn just wanted a moment. So the group, they outside, minus Iman and Jocelyn, of course. They talking about Jocelyn, you know, like, stuff she need to, you know, learn to have a little more respect and all that, because of the way she was coming at New York and things like that. They just wanted to be a happy experience. You know, they just talking about that stuff. And meanwhile, Parker, she in her confessional saying that it's been like 6 hours since Jocelyn and New York got into it. She tried to give Jocelyn her little space, but Jocelyn done locked her out the room. She can't even get in her own room that they share. And I was just like, see, Parker, and you were so excited to be rooming with her. And I was just like, girl, I knew when she was so excited to be rooming with Jocelyn, I said, that girl, that shit is going to backfire on your ass so quick. So she can't even get into her room. She knocking on the door. She's like, hey, Jocelyn, it's PP, trying to be as nice as possible. Jocelyn ignoring her ass. You can see her in the room ignoring her and stuff. Me personally, 6 hours, I would have been knocked that goddamn door down. You tripping. Or producers would have had to come get a key or something. They would have had to do something to get me in my... Like, 6 hours and I can't get in my... Girl, you tripping like shit. But, I'm just like, bruh, okay. But, where am I? So Parker can't get in her room. She goes out there with the rest of the group. She was like, I can't even get into my own room. Like, expressing it to the group. Ray J was like, oh, we need to call the house meeting. Like, this is some bullshit. We need to call the house meeting. So they call the house meeting. Ray J go to get Jocelyn. He mentions briefly about Parker saying she couldn't get into her room. Jocelyn take it as Parker ran back and told Ray J that she, I mean, like, sneakily, Jocelyn takes it as Parker sneakily went back and told Ray J that Jocelyn wasn't letting Parker in their room or whatever. So Jocelyn's like, why didn't Parker come to me? And I was just like, girl, she was just knocking on the door saying, it's PP, let me in. Like, girl, what are you talking about? She was just trying to get in her room. You talking about something, why she ain't come to you? Like, what? It's been 6 hours, you ain't opened the door. How was she gonna come? Like, this is the stuff I be talking about with Jocelyn. Like, bruh, as soon as I seen her on this joint, I was just like, bruh, why? Why we got her here? Like, we do not need her. Just like they did, if you watch Bad Boys, they tried to vote Big Bang out. And I'm glad they didn't do that. That was some bullshit to me. That's why I wish I reviewed that show. But in this moment, I was like, shit, they need to have a vote. They need to take a vote and vote her ass out. Because I was like, at this point, we don't need her toxic ass. Like, she's so annoying. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm biased as hell. I cannot stand Jocelyn ass. And this show just makes me not like her even more. But she was like, why Parker didn't come to me? My mom walks up to Ray J and Jocelyn, like, if we having a house meeting, you got to come to Jocelyn. So they all go outside the house meeting. So they get to talking. Jocelyn calls Parker her ex-roommate. And Parker was like, oh, I'm your ex-roommate. Parker was taking it super hilariously. Like, and you know, Jocelyn don't like that when somebody laughing at her. Like, feel like they trying to make her a joke or something. So she gets defensive. So Parker was like, oh, I'm your ex-roommate, smiling, laughing. And Jocelyn was like, yeah, because you a very sneaky young lady. And I'm like, you know, she wanted to say you a sneaky ass bitch, but she probably was trying not to say bitch because earlier when her and New York was arguing, she called her a bitch. You know, that's just in Jocelyn's vocabulary. Why I got an alarm set? Oh, to wake up and do this review. But so you know, earlier in the episode, her and New York was getting into it, and that's just in Jocelyn's vocabulary to say bitch. Sometimes it's harmless, sometimes it's not. But New York was like, don't call me no bitch. So I felt like in that moment, Jocelyn was probably trying to pull back and called Parker a sneaky young lady. It was just funny. She's like, you's a sneaky young lady. And she had to say it slow. Because she ain't want to slip up and say bitch. But I thought that shit was funny. So, she was like, Jocelyn was like, you ran and told Ray J. And Ray J was like, it wasn't even like that. Which it wasn't. Like, she came and she just expressed how she felt with the group. Like Jocelyn just love to make stuff out of nothing. So she's saying all of this. Parker was like, well, you locked me out multiple times today. I just wanted to make sure that you was good or something like that. And Jocelyn was like, oh, don't worry about it. You can find somewhere else to sleep. And I was just like, Parker, man, girl, you supposed to, at that time, I know it ain't about like the fighting or whatever, but you supposed to catch that fade for your room. You're not supposed to let no bitch tell you can't stay in your room. It's sad that they actually got room together. I can see if somebody switched their baskets up, but they actually got room together. And Parker was so excited. And I was just like, girl, why? Poor Parker. Yeah, I even put right here, I put them on poor little Parker. She was like, yeah, you can find somewhere else to sleep at, whatever. Parker's like, bat, smiling, bat. I was just like, damn. So Ray was like, this is not proper etiquette. So Parker gets up. She mad. She's like, I'm not about to sit right here and defend myself. I'm not about to sit right here and deal with rude ass motherfuckers, and walks out. She's like, she screams, I'm not, or some shit she said. And I was like, poor little Parker. She is just mad as hell. So she storms off, and Jocelyn get to, you know, Rachel in his confession was like, Jocelyn run this shit like a penitentiary. But I saw that on the preview of it when the season was about to come out. I was wondering what he was talking about when he said that, but he said on the first episode, so I was like, I hope that shit ain't gonna be all season. Might be though, knowing Jocelyn ass. But she gets the, people don't like the way I talk, people don't like me, they don't gotta come around me, they ain't gotta talk to me, da-da-da. I ain't come here for friends, I came here for school, going off. It's people where everybody's looking at her like, this what we about to have to deal with. And I was like, but you you came here for school, education, the certificate, all that good stuff, but you also came here for bonds. Like, the people from season 1, they made bonds with each other. And that's sometimes what it's about when you're on a reality show, when you with a set cast where new people ain't coming in and stuff like that. You build a bond with that set cast. So it's just like, hey, don't nobody want to build a bond with your nut ass anyway. So, like, bye, girl. I'm just like, bye, nobody gives a fuck, okay. But yeah, that's how the episode ended. And yeah, like I said, I grade this episode an A+. I love the cast. The cast is lit, minus Jocelyn. We could have did without her toxic ass. I don't care. Like I said, I'm biased. I'm sorry. I don't like Jocelyn. I am so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Like, give me a reason I should be sorry. I don't care. But yeah, yeah. A+. I love this cast this season. Bomb. I like the cast. Well, I ain't gonna get no predictions to episodes to come, because I did watch episode 2 because they came out at the same time, and I'm about to review that next. So I'll give predictions for episodes to come on that review. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, hit the share button and the notification bell if you want to. Those are just like some suggestions that ain't mandatory. I mean, liking and subscribing, not mandatory. I appreciate all the support, watching, whatever, but liking and subscribing does help. But yeah, comment below also what you thought of the premiere episode, what you thought about what I talked about. If you disagreed, agreed, whatever, it's a safe space here. Just don't be super wild in the comments or whatever. And yeah, what you would grade this episode. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.